Hey guys, it's Quana. And I guess while we're at it, just to kind of go through the normal shtick of what we do here, major news, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the $260 million event, which is taking place, which is that Tyler Perry has been accused of workplace harassment, assaults, among a couple of other things, quid pro quo harassment, things like that, by one of his actors, allegedly, because I can't afford to pay nothing, allegedly. And so that has come out as well. I don't have any clue. No one, of course, Netflix hasn't said anything as to what this might mean for the release of Madea's Destination Wedding. But he still has all of his other projects are already out and being released. And I'm sure, being what things are, we'll hear, I would imagine, very swiftly as to whether this has any kind of potential to go to trial as well. I feel very much the same. That, like, just the price tag on it alone, and I do know that it is often that people will add a higher price tag on these situations in order to kind of have like a place to kind of negotiate down from. But that does feel absolutely ridiculous. I'm not a lawyer. So Melody, who is the sister of Mrs. Kev on Stage, they have a couple of podcasts together, but she has her own. I'm not a lawyer, and so she read through the entirety of pretty much everything. She gave the rundown of the whole entire lawsuit, and I'm not a lawyer, but I think he's going to have a very tough time to prove anything other than like he said. And because the text messages, while they could be, I think it's literally, I'm not a lawyer. Let me see though. I know she's on TikTok as I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but yes, it's I'm not a lawyer, all one word. And I'll put the link in the chat. And she's so good because she literally will tell you, first of all, disclaimer, she's not a lawyer, right? But she will read through the entirety of the court cases. And while you might can kind of hint at what she's thinking, but at the same, she might put some things in like little memes or things like that to be like, really? But at the same time, like, she doesn't really give you her staunch opinion on it. It's just like, this is what they're saying. And you can take it. I'm just going to read it to you, and you can take it as what you think it is. And so she was reading through those text messages and the different things that he's claiming. I think he's going to have a hard time proving anything other than there should have definitely been more HR standards. And I will say that has been one of my, the texts were inappropriate. Yes, they seem way worse. They were inappropriate mainly because of the relationship. And the unfortunate thing is, as it exists in the world, like Tyler he should not be existing in the world like he's a regular dude, right? Like he needs to really be looking at life like, I am a billionaire. Ergo, I can't just be living life and being out in these streets like I'm anything other than a billionaire. So you can't just have cool relationships with people who aren't already in the industry or don't have a certain status that they're comfortable with. Like, it's one thing if you're, kicking elbows, kicking it with other people who are, you're a billionaire. They're still not going to be in your tax bracket, but at least at minimum, somewhere in the top 90%. You over here trying to kick it with somebody who's over here with the rest of us, or I guess would be top 10. You kicking it with somebody who's down here with the rest of us living in the 90. I'm so sorry, Playboy, but that just don't even make sense. It just doesn't seem right. So that was dumb. And it is 2025. And will some people clown Tyler if he chooses to come out? Of course they will, because people are going to want to get an I told you so. But also, this day and age, like, Tyler, come out and live your truth, boo-boo. Live your truth. If that's your truth, nobody is going to judge you but you. And at the end of the day, they ain't got your coin anyway, so what does it matter? And you know, already been sitting here, downgraded from doing the church plays anyway. So, just be you, boo-boo. And that's where people really cross the line, I think, because when they're not living in their truth, they're navigating things sneaky. Also, this is a very young man. You're a much older man. You thought that you were picking up somebody who you were going to be a sugar daddy to, but then you was trying to get him on the come up. If you was trying to be a sugar daddy, I don't even know, get you a sugar baby. Get you a sugar baby who is willing to sign an NDA, and they don't want to be on TV. They don't want to be in film and media. They want to sit up and shop and spend your coin and be cute and be whatever. And yeah, the cat is out of the bag now. Just tell the truth. If he could have shut all this down, if he would have went on, not to say he could have went on, but you got some assistants, okay? You got some people who done signed some NDAs. Go get you an AI person for Grindr, vet a couple of people, get you a couple of sugar babies. You can get 1 or 2 sugar babies, you know what I'm saying? Because you want somebody who is young, but you old. You old. And Tyler be thinking he cute. We all know Tyler thinks he's cute, because when he started casting, we started noticing when he was casting himself as the husbands in some of these films, and we were like, boo-boo, you are not over here being what we dream of when we think of a romance. And that's very superficial, I know, but it is what it is. I will tell you, when I was like, we'd have lost the plot between Good Deeds and Why Did I Get Married? Because for real, wasn't nobody sitting there studying no Tyler and thinking anything about the performances was believable. It wasn't. But it was him wanting to come across like, I have money now. And then, the words of Jay-Z, right? There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. But you also don't got no swag. I'm gonna give Jay-Z his props, because he might not be the finest thing in the world, but bro did have some swag. We ain't gonna sit here and try to play like we all delusional and we all wasn't there. We was all there in the early 2000s and in the late 90s. He did have swag. He has street appeal. Tyler, boo-boo. It just wasn't. So it's sad. It's sad all the way around. I 100% think, I'm not going to say I think his delusions got the better of him. I don't even know that it was all the way 100% power play. I think he wanted to be wanted. And because Oprah did not shut him down completely and kind of was like entertaining the thought, he thought he was getting into a, you know what it is. You know what it was. What did Jill Scott say? You know what this is. You know what this was. Ain't that what Jill Scott said? Tyler thought he had one of them situations going on where he was like, you know what this is. You know what this was. And got shut down, but didn't get shut down. So because he didn't get shut down, it fed into his ego. And he kept wanting it to feed into his ego. And at some point he realized, oop, this person really don't have any means of being quiet. And so I don't know why he did not, if he went to him first and asked for some montees, because you asking for 260. I don't know that that's just your day in court, because there's a lot of stuff that we see how long this whole Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni mess is taking. It's been a year. It's almost, well, I mean, it won't be a year. It's since December or whatever, whenever the actual lawsuit hit. But it's been a minute, and nothing has moved and shake on that front. So I don't know what Mr. Derek Dixon wanted, but if he wanted money, he should have just asked for money, and maybe Tyler would have threw him some coin. But maybe Tyler didn't. Maybe Tyler was like, "Nah, you ain't getting a nickel out of me, because I know what I did. I know what it was." We just gonna have to see, child.